Hi everyone, welcome back to AiPod episode
20.
wow 20 guys. It's been a long journey, right, Vivek?
Yep.
So today I think it's a very interesting kind of topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's about use cases in banking area and
Correct.
banking industry.
Yeah. So we are again coming back because there's a lot of demand on showing, right? So we're going to do show and tell. Yeah. So we're
Yes.
going to show you guys 2 use cases. What's the first one?
It's going to be AI voice assistant for HSBC, but I think we need to mention that it's only for educational purpose only.
Yes, this is just for representation. We are not using any of these. I mean, we just this is just an example, guys. So the first one is a voice assistant on HSBC, and the second one is for
Blue by BCA.
right. So let's go through. That's again a hyper personalization
Yes.
use case. So watch till the end, guys, because we're going to also tell you how you can use it for your companies in banks
Yes.
or BFSI industry. Okay. So let's get straight into the first one. The first one is this voice assistant, right? And as you can see here, when you go, all of us have credit cards, right, Erica? And in our credit cards, there are so many offers.
Yeah.
Do you remember all the offers of your credit card?
If the question is do I remember? No,
Yeah.
because I nobody telling me.
Promos are there, but most of the time, it's like we discover the promo when we are
Yes.
inside the restaurant.
Yeah.
Whereas,
They will be asking,
yeah,
ada promo ini nih 10%
yes.
pakai kartu kredit ini. How the hell am I supposed to know?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah. So the point over here is that we need to, it's impossible for customers to actually know what the promos are. And therefore, if we had some way of actually communicating these promos. So let's say you've gone. Now, what we've done in this case, and we're going to show you. So we've got cases which we will explain to the users as to where this can be applied. So let's go in. So what we've done is we have actually scraped the information of HSBC's website, which is public, of course, and we have scraped that information specific to Plaza Indonesia. So imagine, so let's look at this. You walk into Plaza Indonesia and there are, I think there must be about 100 restaurants. There's so many things to do there. And there are so many, most of the banks have some kind of tie-ups which are there.
Yeah.
Now, you don't know, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's where perhaps this voice assistant can help you. And I'm going to, rather than I talk about it,
Can we just show them?
let's exactly.
Hai, saya adalah HSBC Assistant yang siap membantu Anda mendapatkan beragam akses dan keistimewaan eksklusif di Plaza Indonesia. Ada yang bisa saya bantu?
Saya mau makan sushi di mana ya yang enak?
Anda bisa mencoba Gyeongda Sushi Bar yang terletak di lantai 5. Mereka menyajikan berbagai pilihan sushi yang enak dan buka dari jam 10 pagi hingga 9:30 malam. Jika Anda mencari tempat lain, ada juga Senju Omakase di lantai 3
Kalau
yang menawarkan pengalaman sushi.
Yang ada diskonnya di mana?
Untuk diskon hingga 300.000, Anda bisa menikmati promo di Gyeongda Sushi Bar dan Senju Omakase. Keduanya adalah restoran sushi yang berpartisipasi dalam program diskon ini. Pastikan untuk melakukan transaksi dengan menggunakan kartu kredit HSBC untuk mendapatkan potongan harga tersebut. Apakah Anda ingin tahu lebih lanjut tentang restoran lainnya?
Kalau di lantai 1, saya harus makan di mana ya?
Di lantai 1, Anda bisa mencoba Bistro Baron and Bar yang menyajikan masakan Prancis atau Monsieur Spoon Préféré yang juga merupakan restoran. Keduanya buka dari jam 10 pagi hingga 10 malam. Namun untuk diskon hingga 300.000, Anda mungkin ingin mencoba restoran lain di lantai yang berbeda. Apakah Anda ada preferensi makanan tertentu?
What do you think about this voice assistant?
This is great. This will be helpful. But I was thinking not apply it on the website, but on their mobile app, right?
Yeah, can do it on the mobile app. You can do it even, imagine, like you could have a kiosk, right?
Yeah.
You could put a kiosk over there rather than asking, and you have, okay, there's a HSBC kind of a branded kiosk. You just go there and say that either scan a QR code and get this assistant to come on board, or on your mobile app, no problems. Anywhere, wherever you want, there are so many ways you could actually deliver this. But what I hope you got was that this was intuitive.
Yes.
It has, so the system behind this is, what do you think it is? We have talked about it in
I think it
previous.
will be the same, right? There are some AI tools that working and talking to each other, right,
Yeah.
Vivek?
The concept of this is that we've taken all this information, we've scraped it and put it into a RAG. Okay. So there is a RAG behind this. The RAG has created the knowledge graph of all the things. That is why it's so intuitive. So you asked it, okay, what's there on the first floor? You asked it, what is the discount? So it's able to build the knowledge graph and give you factual information, right? Excellent. And that is where this is, right? So that's the way this whole thing has been designed, so that you can get the information right to your desk immediately on the fly, right?
This is look great now, right? But is there any, I would say, the disadvantage or something that could be bad happen on this?
So very good question. So on that, the best practice for this is something called as ring fencing. And the meaning of ring fencing is that we didn't actually show it. Perhaps, why don't we do the example of what the ring fence would be? Okay, so I'll do that and let me show you. Okay.
Hai, saya adalah HSBC Assistant yang siap membantu Anda mendapatkan beragam akses dan keistimewaan
Kalau
eksklusif.
saya mau promo dari Bank Mandiri, bisa nggak?
Maaf, saya hanya bisa memberikan informasi tentang penawaran yang ditawarkan oleh HSBC.
So what did I do there? That is the ring fencing.
I see.
So you can fence the information. So what you do is limit the information so that it answers only
on HSBC
what is
or whatever it
correct. That's the point. Whatever it has been trained on, it's not to answer something beyond the thing, and that technique is called ring fencing.
I see. So
Yeah. So it's a very, very, very important question that you asked, Erika, because if you are a bank, they need to ensure, right, that they don't give competition information.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were a bank, I don't want my competition to be there.
That's where, if you asked a real agent also, it would respond something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So this is exactly like that. So it is a RAG system. It has been trained on the information which has been provided, and it's got the heuristic, it's got smarts, it's able to dynamically answer those questions, and you could have hundreds of people going in and asking questions, and it will create all those instances and answer it. Imagine if you had to do it on a call center, would you do it? It's too expensive.
Yeah.
This is how AI can help you guys. It's not just for banks. You could use it in insurance. You could use it in a service industry. So many of these things, isn't it?
Yeah, but I wonder, what about the maintenance on this voice
So
assistant?
all you need to do is, if the information in the back end has changed or updated, of course, you will need to update the knowledge set. So that's the only thing that the bank needs to do, that they come back and say that, hey, I have updated this information. Of course, you don't want, if a sushi promo is not happening and you go there and then you'll blame this, right? So this is an agent, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So as long as you can give the right information to to the agent, it will provide the right information.
It will be based on the material that we inject.
Correct. So, and I think, even promos are updated every month.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's it. Just train this every month, update it, keep it up to date, and it's good to go.
What if it's not working sometimes? Like in this kind of things, right? There might be some error or bug.
Yeah. Bugs. Biggest bug which you and I would have always faced is also internet, right? So the speed of internet is crucial.
Okay.
And it has to have a good internet connection. But otherwise, we could, again, in the ring fence, we could have also put escape conditions. Say that, hey, I'm right now under maintenance.
I see.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer this question at this moment because I'm under maintenance.
I see.
Okay. And for further information, would you please visit this website or call this number?
That will be
So
great.
that will, any kind of escape situations, rather than it being buggy, we could have this kind of a, like a escape clause. Yeah. That's how we should be able to do this kind of system.
I see. Right.
Yeah.
This is interesting. What about the second one?
Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is the second one, right? So now this one, Erika, I'll have to do this because I'm controlling this phone.
Yeah.
But you've seen the Blue app. We've tried to mimic the Blue app. Okay. So there are some So what we found is there are already existing information inside the Blue app. And I'm sure that, people like BCA must be thinking of doing these things, but here's an example that how we would perhaps do. So imagine that you were we've got these three personas over there, right? So there are these three people over there. Let's click Oral. Okay. So who's Oral? If you look at Oral, you see, as soon as we clicked Oral, you would have seen that a promo about a ticket has come, as well as a promo about Garuda Miles.
Yep.
Now, why has that happened? So let's go back. Okay, so let me click the close. I'll close this. Let's try to understand why Oral. So if you look at Tracker, you will see that if you analyze the expenses of Oral, what does this say? Traveling was the most. Isn't it? Now, isn't this the most obvious thing that, okay, now I've analyzed and this data exists. The funny thing, Erica, right? This data actually exists on the Blue app already right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, we are seeing, okay, Oral has most traveling. And so therefore she got the promo on ticket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's go back.
The hotels, right?
Correct. Yeah. So now let's look at the other one. So let's look at Thomas. So in Thomas's case, look at what the promo has come. The promo has been about, what are the shares that, today is buy selection. So in fact, what shares have been recommended has come out. The next one is about a deposit, and he can do a simulation, in fact, over here, where he can say that, how much is the deposit, or he could buy insurance. Now, why is that happening? Again, let's try to understand. Yeah. Why is that? So let's go back to his tracker, and you will see that if you analyze his information or the income that has come in, you will see that this person has got a lot of, he's done a little bit of cash, but he's done a lot of business transactions. Yes. He's done a lot of business transactions, and you will see that his income is much more than his expenses. Exactly. So you could clearly kind of already profile him, right? Oh, he's a business owner, isn't it? So I'm able to understand who this guy is, and I'm able to give him the...
Who's this Thomas?
It's Vivek Thomas. Yeah. So, and the last one is Kevin, right? Who's Kevin? Kevin has got, hey, he's got some, this Blue extra cash. Now, look at this. So, every single offer was personalized for each customer. Don't you think? What do you think about that, Erica? We talk about hyper-personalization, right?
I'm putting myself as April. This is what I got actually. Let's say that I'm opening something. Let's say it's game like offline games. What's always pop up, right, Vivek? Is ticket.com, is Traveloka, and you know what I did? I clicked it.
So even here, right? We are if you look here, I'm going to share my screen, guys. So if you look here, right? So we've understood the persona of the person, right? And see, what I want to tell our users is, guys, they have this information. You have, every bank has this information. So should I give you a generic promo or should I give you a specific promo?
Specific, of course, because why do you need generic? It's just the same when you come to the doctors, right? With some certain conditions, and the general doctor will say that dirujuk ke dokter neurologist or cardiologist or something, orthopedic or something, right?
This is exactly that. So this is a hyper-personalized information based on you have got products, you should give that, and this will, don't you think the sales is going to increase if they did this?
And what the rest that is possible for AI?
Yes, exactly. So
in terms of bank.
Correct. So let's look at some use cases that that BFSI can explore. Okay, so the first one was the voice assistant, correct? Yeah. So for the voice assistant, here's something. Okay, for the internal teams, imagine, Erica. Now, and these are come to us as well, right? There are so much of information on products, right? Yeah. There's so much of product knowledge, there's training, etc. Imagine if you could take all that information in PDF files, PPT files, put that into the RAG and give a voice assistant or a chat assistant. don't you think the internal teams can just ask the question or talk to the system and get this answer? Right? So that is something that I'm really, I am hoping that, the viewers can use this even for internal. The case was for the customer, but remember, that's where we put over here, right?
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
see that, right? Why don't you explain this in terms of kiosk and etc.?
Right. In terms of kiosk in bank, right, or in malls or website, I think this is something that I think you were mentioning earlier, right?
Yes.
About HSBC. Rather
Correct.
than you're putting, of course, you need some human assistant,
Mhm.
but only to guide another the customers
Correct.
to use the kiosk and that, right?
Yes.
In the voice assistant.
Correct. I mean, we don't. I mean, so if you have the kiosk, people
Well,
would
yeah.
automatically go there, right?
Especially
Or-
in malls as well, right? Especially in malls.
See, you have got those customer service guys anyway
Yes,
there, right?
yes.
So you could have this one. Even the malls would be able to do this, right?
Yeah.
So this is a very good way, rather than asking and then being in a queue. You could just scan the QR code and ask it yourself.
Yeah.
So
I
much.
just want to eat in peace, right? Vivek?
Correct.
But
You don't
also
want
got
to-
discount lah.
Yeah,
I
everybody
love
wants that, right?
discount.
Everybody wants discount. Somebody wants sales. Somebody wants discount. Let's go to the second one. Yeah, this is a very interesting thing. Yeah, what is the meaning of this? Can you explain it?
The soft-spoken one, right, Vivek?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this is a funny one because I think you came to the customer, right?
Mhm.
I forget what it is,
Mhm.
but there were a feedback that when you show the voice assistant, and there is a feedback, can we make it into galak?
Or a more stern or a angry assistant,
Yeah,
right?
So I think this is funny, but we can do it, right?
Of course,
I was
right?
thinking about Vivek, voice assistant. So whenever we get into trouble, and I was like hearing Vivek.
But in this case, you see the girl who you would have heard, right?
Uh-huh.
She's very soft-spoken.
Yeah.
Right? And it has been trained to be very polite and soft-spoken. So somebody asked us, hey, if I wanted to do debt collection, can I get an aggressive agent?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And that is something which we can do, and so that's possible with this kind of a system. So you could have a aggressive assistant, and you can have a polite. Yeah.
Sure.
So hyper personalization of products. Again, internal teams, right? Do they know suppose they have 350 products to sell? Do they actually know everything? And do they know Erica's thing? All they need to do is they could have studied the data. This is data-driven selling, correct? Know which product to offer. If I offer something wrong to you, Erica, which is not, I'll say that, Erica, why don't you use KPR? And you'll be like, it's not really what I need right now. Yeah. But you would be able to get the correct cross-sell and upsell opportunities, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
So how many times do you get a call? Us selling you KPR or whatever, right?
So I do have 3 banks that I use. 2 of them calling me twice in a day.
And with the wrong product, right?
With the wrong product. They
See,
asked me to
there you
use
go.
KTA.
Yeah.
KTA, right?
Yeah, which is basically loans without collaterals.
Also KPR. I was like, no, I don't need that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
That's because the bank has your data but has not studied you properly.
Yeah.
Right? And these guys are just, spray and pray.
Ah.
Spamming you with
And
calls.
hopefully,
and hoping to sell a
praying
product.
and praying that one of it would come, right?
Correct.
Ah.
So that is where you can stop these kind of things and improve your user experience, guys. I think
we are ready.
the end of
Reaching
our
the
episode.
end of the episode 20.
So we've given you 2
Wow.
examples. Remember, guys, voice assistant, hyper personalization. Talk to us.
Yes. Do you have any comments or questions? Please put it in our comment column.
Yeah,
We
please.
will
Thank you
love
for
to see it.
our last comments. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It means a lot to us.
So I'll see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Bye bye.